lines quoted by Ronald Reagan. There are no constraints in the human mind, no walls around the human spirit, and no barriers to our progress except the ones we ourselves elect. It is the law of nature that every human life is to come across some other obstacles, be it in terms of health, or finance, or emotions, or a lack of something that's more urgently required at the moment. It is an indomitable truth that stands totally unchallenged. May I ask everyone present in the house here, has your life so far been a walk in the park? Don't you come across obstacles, petty ones like stressful challenges in finishing assignments, or something magnanimous like having seen a family member suffer from some ailment? The 3 years of COVID have really taught us many lessons. The lessons to overcome grief, and to move on with more caution, care and strength. The strength to live, to cherish what we have, and to cultivate and nurture what we grow in our lives. Dear friends, difficulties are meant to rouse, not discourage. The human spirit is to grow strong by conflict. The history is full of examples of legends who underwent adversity in their early years, battled the challenges bravely, and rose out of them gloriously like the sparkling radiant sun that rules the night sky each day. Nelson Mandela once said, "Do not judge me by my success, judge me by how many times I failed and got back up again." Let me introduce an inspiring story about Ram Kripa Nandan, the lady behind India's most promising SUVs, the Mahindra Thar, the Scorpio, XUV 700 and 500. The SUVs that are most honestly sought on by the men of the Indian terrain have been in fact designed by her, a woman. Ms. Ram Kripa Nandan, currently the head of design at Ola Electrics, epitomizes human spirit's relentless pursuit of knowledge and exploration. In a sector where gender diversity has historically been a challenge, Ananthan stands out as a beacon of change. Her stand from being recruited as an interior designer in 2007 at Mahindra to the head of design defies stereotypes and sends a powerful message about the inclusivity in the primarily male-dominated mobile industry. With XUV's 500 project that Mahindra and Mahindra took up, Ram Kripa became the only woman design chief in the world who was given the responsibility to design a car. Leading a team of 20 people, she herself traveled from Manali to Srinagar on her Bajaj Avenger, a two-wheeler, interacting and serving people to understand their expectations from a potential SUV vehicle. Let's watch a clipping.
One of the most popular SUVs in the nation is the Mahindra Thar, and the lifestyle utility vehicle has reached new heights since the release of its second generation model. The waiting list for the Mahindra Thar is currently the longest it has ever been because of increased demand. While having a long history, the Mahindra Thar lacked a few essential components that prevented it from becoming a popular choice. With the second gen Thar, however, Mahindra checked all the appropriate boxes. Ram Kripa Ananthan, commonly known as Kripa Ananthan, is one of many persons who contributed to the success of the new Mahindra Thar, but she deserves special recognition. The Mahindra Thar, Mahindra XUV 700, and Mahindra Scorpio were all designed by Ananthan, who is presently the head of design at Ola Electric. After graduating from IIT Bombay's Master of Design program, Ram Kripa Ananthan was hired by Mahindra and Mahindra Limited. She graduated from Birla Institute of Technology with a degree in mechanical engineering. At Mahindra, Ananthan began her professional life in 1997 as an interior designer. She was appointed head of design in 2005, and it was around this time that she created the well-known Mahindra XUV 500 SUV. Ram Kripa Ananthan was appointed to the position of chief designer after serving in that capacity for almost 10 years. She then redesigned 3 famous designs for the Thar, XUV 700, and Scorpio products: the compact SUV Mahindra XUV 300 and the MPV Marazzo, which were developed in collaboration with multinational teams located in Sangyong and Mana, are 2 examples of Ananthan's personal vehicle portfolio. Ram Kripa Ananthan started off as the chief of design at Mahindra in 2019, but she departed after just 2 years to launch her own design studio, the KRUX Studio. The Tutu, a micro-mobility concept car made from repurposed parts, is the only vehicle the KRUX Studio has so far unveiled. Besides that, Ananthan has joined Ola Electric as head of design.
Let
Ananthan's success serves as an inspiration to us that talent knows no gender boundaries and neither does it take a big daddy industrial backing. In conclusion, her journey from interiors to icons in shaping India's SUV landscape is a narrative of triumph, resilience, and groundbreaking creativity. Now, let me share something personal. If at all, it may ignite a thought in you guys. To start something new alongside academic life. It is about my short journey that embarked upon last April as a budding entrepreneur to set up an incense business, learning and evolving along the way. As a child, I had always observed my grandmother caring for the environment so passionately. She would lovingly nurture our plants, gather flowers when they were wilting, and then offer them in her puja room. Thereafter, along with these flowers were sacredly collected and dried on our terrace. Dadi would burn them along with dried neem in a big diya to purify the indoors. So this always inspired me to do something similar and contribute to the environment. So last year, when a school decided to offer entrepreneurial projects to students, I decided to pitch it. The thought that I would build on this idea of dried flowers and turn them into organic incense. But of course, it didn't turn out to be as simple as it sounded. After all the research on how to make this organic incense with dried flowers, I, along with my family and mentors, collected the required ingredients. And we grinded them and added the required binders. But sadly, they just wouldn't bind. How hard we tried binding paste on all kinds of sticks, even skewers to experiment with, but the binding wouldn't happen. However, the paste I put in a clay diya would burn beautifully over the required time to a good ambience. So this implied that the paste was working well. Then we began the search for people who could bind them. So interestingly, the gharanas that have been into the art of binding incense traditionally have been totally bereft of their legacy since extensive machinery took over production years ago. Then, after a long search through word of mouth, with innumerable people, we found these women in a village outside Delhi border, who had learned this craft from family as kids, but unfortunately had never been able to practice. So I visited them and saw it and convinced them to start working for us. These women have always been restricted to their courtyards, and now too have embarked on a new journey, a journey of empowerment, self-identification, and economic independence. I'm happy to share that I've been able to hold hand with around 10 underprivileged women and give them work consistently. Even though it's not a big amount in terms of contemporary materialistic standards, I have been able to make a sale of over 2 lakhs in the last year since the inception of Deva, my incense startup. You will of course realize the magnitude of this amount of 2 lakh when you know that each packet of incense is sold at the most minimal cost of ₹50, while similar organic products are being sold by brands like Fab Indian Food for over 200. But after all, they're not like us. The binding of incense by these women was never as simple as it may sound, because we had to try and give up many times. Sometimes the prepared incense didn't burn long enough, so we added jaggery. But post adding the jaggery, the binding didn't remain strong and you could feel the particles in the hand. So we added more ghee to bind, but after a few days the incense would become soggy. So here, we try back again to the same point that it is the human spirit that triumphs over all the obstacles that may arise at any point of time. The time when it didn't seem to be working and the product was not shaping to be saleable, I might as well have given up with all the pressure of pursuing an increased syllabus and trade line. But I'm eternally grateful to my family and my mentors for always believing in me, and for pushing me to be the best version of myself, and for standing by me through all times. And yes, this startup was not only initiated to learn, rise and evolve myself, and strengthen the underprivileged women, but to also extend philanthropic work towards the society in whatever possible way I could. With this, I also took up the responsibility of paying visits to Don Bosco Orphanage and help children out there in possible ways, financially, as well as engaging them in learning activities like the preparation of paper bags, to enhance the skill development and empower them.
Hi, my name is Megha, and I was going outside in the gate, and the guy with the turban, he's taking some sticks, and I just love the fragrance. So I came back, so I purchased all these things.
It is these moments that make all the hard work worthwhile. There are many glorious stories of the heroes who battle against all the odds, limitations and injustices, like Malala Yousafzai, Stephen Hawking, Mary Kom, and Kalpana Chawla, to name a few. Their courage and passion inspired millions around the world. But today, I would like to share an example of an unsung hero. She is Rosila, a member of the Samburu community of Kenya, who was married at the young age of 9 with imposed genetic mutilation to a 42-year-old man. Most of us here might be aware that female genital mutilation, or FGM, is extremely prevalent in tribal Africa, since it acts as proof of female virginity and fetches a higher bride price for the girl's family. Rosila was saved by a social worker in 2011, and that's when her education started. She upskilled herself in learning app development, coding, and AI. And recently, along with another co-creator, has developed an app called Encode. This app gives accessibility to Samburu women to connect with others, narrate their stories, and in turn raise awareness against female genital mutilation. The Encode app also gives Samburu women a global platform to sell traditional artisanal jewelry, utilizing the art of beading that they excel in. It is not only an e-commerce platform but also gives girls STEAM education and provides them with skills they need to strive in this century. The Encode aims to enrich girls in communities by using their strengths and talents rather than getting trained to objectification. Currently, Rosila is 20 years old, and I'm sure in a few years we'll see a lot more of her and as one of the global icons promoting gender equality and bringing an end to this nefarious practice of FGM. Her inspirational story once again asserts her faith in the ability of the human spirit to emerge from incarceration without bitterness, to forgive, and to hold forth an unwavering commitment to justice and equality. To conclude, I hope that we may draw inspiration from the stories that have been shared today. These stories, among countless others, seemingly illustrate the human spirit can triumph over any physical limitations, social challenges, and insurmountable challenges.